Hello, welcome to 7-Star Tarot. It's Tuesday the 18th of February and this would normally be your daily reading, but at the moment it's more of a weekly reading, but never mind. So as this is a general reading, you may find that it applies to you. Some parts may apply more than others, or it may not apply to you at all. So if it's not your story, please don't try to make it fit, but keep an open mind, as there may be elements of it which you find to be relevant to your situation. So here we go. You are the Star. We've got the Lovers. Not wasting any time here. Two of Pentacles. Balancing, trying to keep balance or maintain balance. The Star and the Lovers is sort of giving quite a good story though, isn't it? The Star is about healing. It's about becoming who you truly are. The Lovers is of course about a close relationship which you may have at the moment. Okay. Three of Cups on the foundation. Seven of Pentacles in reverse in the past. We've got some reversals here. Three of Swords in the future. Ew. That's not great, is it? And then we've got Two of Cups in the immediate environment. So let's clarify before I start to give too much away. The Lovers is about a close relationship, usually with someone of the opposite sex, obviously not always, depending on your orientation. These Lovers seem to be dancing here. Not sure if you can see that. They're kind of like, it's kind of like ice skating. What's that? Dancing on ice. Interesting. There's definitely some dancing happening here. So, and you are the Star, which is the Aquarius card. Very much associated with healing, with becoming, kind of becoming more truly who you are in your essence. And also kind of giving your gifts. Maybe you feel like you're standing in your power at the moment. Could very well be the case when the Star comes up. Two of Pentacles is very much about trying to maintain balance, or maybe succeeding. Maybe this is about balancing your time that you have with yourself versus the time that you have with somebody else or with Lovers. Isn't necessarily always about a love relationship, if that's not relevant to you. It could be about somebody who's like a relationship that is significant to you, but doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, that kind of one marriage type relationship, although we do have the Hierophant coming up, which is kind of indicating marriage. So in the foundation, the Three of Cups, this is coming from a place of sociability. And then we've got the Defeat card, which is the Five of Swords there. And the Justice, which is interesting. So let's find out more about the foundation to this. Yeah, I'm going to say, actually, let's kind of all over the place with this one. do you feel like you're all over the place? What's the Lovers doing in terms of the situation? Satisfaction. You may be experiencing satisfaction at the moment, but at the same time, what was I going to say? At the same time, this has thrown me off a bit, this Ten of Wands, because it's about feeling burdened by something and not wanting to carry that burden around. But then at the same time, you've got the Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing things. You may be experiencing satisfaction in this love relationship, or in this relationship that you have, or in this loving relationship, we could say. So you may be experiencing satisfaction at the moment. It may be something quite satisfying to you. You may feel like with the Hierophant that... Oh, and the Devil came in, look. Oh no. I was going to say, with the Hierophant, you may feel that a path that you've taken is working well for you. A path that how do I say this? A path that isn't necessarily that wasn't necessarily like invented by you. Maybe you've been following a path that's somehow laid out, or you may be studying as part of your sort of self-improvement, for want of a better word. And it may be something that you feel like has been working out quite well in your personal life. But then we had the Devil come through, which is about addictions, attachments, and some toxicity. So why is that there? Knight of Wands, okay. Knight of Cups. Alright, so on the one hand we have the desire for emotional fulfillment and emotional honesty, and then on the other hand we have the Knight of Wands, which is the desire for interesting stuff and passion and kind of quick moving energy, which can tend to be not very stable, not very consistent. So maybe you're experiencing this kind of, even though you've been following whatever this is, this educational path or self-improvement path, or it could be like following, I don't know, like a nutrition course or something, which you're then applying to your own life, or some kind of course which is teaching you more about yourself, and it's like an established process which you're getting something out of, and then you have this other side of your situation, which is to do with your relationships with others, or a particular other person, where there is satisfaction in it, but at the same time there's some degree of toxicity around how you're balancing your expression of your emotions towards this person, I'm going to say. And you might be seeming, either you or the other person, but I think it's actually you, is seeming, maybe it's both, it could be both. There could be a dynamic at play where one person is emotional and the other person is kind of flighty and not really there, and kind of in and out maybe a bit, or quite interested in the passion but not much in the emotional aspect. But then I'm kind of, with the Two of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting this idea that the situation might flip-flop between the two of you. You know, it might in one moment be one of you, and might in one moment be another of you. It's not necessarily like a bad thing. We have the Three of Pentacles coming through as well, which is showing that it's a situation which you're working on. There's a kind of balance being had there, and we do have the Ten of Pentacles as well, even though the Ten of Wands is there. So even though it seems like it at times that you've got too much on your plate and you have difficulty maintaining the balance of all of it, that actually this is your pathway to like happiness and to abundance and wealth. And so with the Three of Cups, and we also have the Hermit. So again, we've got this kind of like juxtaposition of two kind of opposing energies. So on the one hand, you've got the tendency to withdraw and to be on your own, and then on the other hand, you have the desire to associate with other people and to celebrate life, I guess, with other people as well. At the same time, we have Justice and we have the Five of Swords, which is an interesting pairing. Five of Swords is about defeat, but it's about not necessarily you being defeated. It's kind of about you sometimes like taking advantage of the situation, or like the guy is quite sort of proud with his own abilities, if you like. So he's quite kind of pleased with himself. But it's not as though you don't kind of deserve your moment in the sun. It's almost kind of saying like, okay, you know, you deserve to be proud of what you're capable of doing, even though it might seem sometimes basically what the Five of Swords is saying is that it seems a bit harsh, like it's when like a very good squash player just plays like a beginner and absolutely wipes the floor with them, kind of thing, rather than like bringing themselves down to the beginner's level. They just play at the level that they would normally play at, and then the beginner's kind of just like completely disillusioned by the defeat. And then we have the Devil again. I really don't know what this is about. Something to do with this, kind of go back and loop around again. So something to do with socializing. You have this single relationship, oxymoron. This individual relationship, like a relationship with one particular person, which is giving you satisfaction and feels in many ways like, you know, you're on the path to achieving long-term happiness. Maybe with this person or maybe not, but whatever the case, there is a sense of balance, although there is also a sense of this kind of flip-flopping between two different ways of like emoting and then feeling passionate, and then feeling kind of authentic and wanting integrity in the situation, but then being flighty and kind of maybe not showing up at times. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because you have these kind of more grounded cards to back you up, although it is at times seeming that there's a bit too much on your plate. And that could be because not only do you have this relationship with this individual person happening, but you're also looking towards other opportunities as well. Maybe you think that there's more longer term opportunities happening elsewhere, but then the thoughts of that are kind of too difficult to entertain, and so you're just kind of having to stay in the present and just kind of keep building on what you've already got. There are sort of signs that this way of seeing and interacting with things isn't the best. So it may be being born out of desires that are damaging, or kind of born out of like an addictive way of doing things, or kind of like born out of ego, or born out of attachment somehow to the desire that's inherent in the situation, rather than kind of coming from a fully authentic place. I guess the Hierophant is kind of like opposing the devil here. So again, you have this kind of like alternating energies between like authenticity, honesty, like forthrightness, truthfulness, commitment, and then on the other hand, just kind of wanting what you want, and kind of taking it. And there is like a time in life to just go after what you want and just kind of take what you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody else in doing that process, then there's nothing wrong with that. But the Ten of Wands is saying that there may be like, you may find that just energetically difficult, I think is what it's saying. And there is a warning here actually with the Three of Swords, because the Three of Swords is actually the card of heartbreak, and it's coming up in the future, which obviously is going to tend towards being a bit of a warning, basically. So let's summarize the foundation though. So we had there's the Seven of Swords, which says that somebody's trying to get away with something, or being dishonest about something. I guess the thing with this is like honesty is the best policy, isn't it, with this kind of stuff, with matters of the heart. So so in the foundation we had this scenario of kind of not playing fair. Maybe you're in a situation where you've got more power than the other person, but then the Justice is there saying that it is fair. Knight of Cups is saying, it is again reminding us that honesty, like integrity, forthrightness is necessary. Queen of Wands is saying it's okay to do things your own way and to kind of to be like an independent spirit. I guess as long as the communication is there, is what it's saying. Seven of Wands is saying that the path that you choose to take could be slightly more challenging. Could be a slightly more challenging path, but at the same time, the Ace of Swords is reminding you that, again, that like truth, honesty, and integrity. If you stay in your truth, honesty, and integrity, there's not going to be an issue there. So I think the warning is, and obviously I don't know the specifics of the situation, of course, because it's a general reading, but I think the guidance here is that it's kind of saying that like there is the potential to get into a situation where there's like a lack of openness or a bit of like a tendency to hide things, okay, to like hide how you feel or how you think about things, or to somehow maybe say things which aren't 100% in integrity with your being. And the guidance is saying that this isn't going to be helpful for you, because if you choose that path, it could end up becoming quite confusing for you. The thing is with saying things which aren't I'm just going to say it, saying things which aren't truthful, or like taking a path which is not offering the other person like your honest appraisal of the situation, is that you can end up kind of believing your own bullshit, and that would end up being confusing. So the Chariot is coming in to help the situation, to give the situation some momentum, to help you achieve balance in your spirit, in your being, in your emotions. The Queen of Swords is saying, and then you have the Two of Cups again. Queen of Swords is saying, use your wisdom. Use your wisdom to appraise this situation, whatever it is, with this loved one, or with this other person who you're involved with emotionally. Take the necessary time out and away from this person to have a rest when necessary, because in the past we had the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, so we kind of had a situation where what? Why was the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse? Knight of Wands again. Oh, and the Seven of Pentacles again. Super interesting. So the Seven of Pentacles came out to clarify the Seven of Pentacles. So, Knight of Wands, why is the Knight of Wands there? This kind of like, something about a player energy. Maybe, okay, this is what I'm getting. Okay, so you had somebody in the past who came along with their cup, with the Page of Cups. They offered you their cup and they were saying, look, here's what I have to offer. But actually they weren't kind of committed to the situation, and they were kind of in and out a little bit. And there wasn't the chance or the opportunity to actually build anything, or when you look back on the efforts that you'd put into this relationship, it was kind of, you felt like it was a waste of time. That's what I'm getting from that little past story. So, how that reflects in the present is that now you're the one maybe who has a tendency to be a little bit more flippant, not more difficult to pin down, like less reliable, less I'm kind of getting the impression that maybe in the past you've been quite a stable and the kind of person that's kind of maybe like always there on the other end of the phone, or always helpful, well balanced, grounded, that kind of stuff. But then you kind of face this situation, and it's almost like your emotional self had decided, okay, you know what, I sacrificed myself in the past, and that didn't really help me out because the person or people that I was around didn't give me the same degree of respect that I was expecting or that I was giving them. So now it's essentially more difficult for people to kind of like get and hold your attention, which is fine, because that is all part, and I think that is why the justice is there as well, and it makes sense then that why this defeat card is here, because it's kind of like, yeah, I'm the one who kind of like holds the power now. I'm the Queen of Wands, I'm the attractive one, I'm the one who people are admiring and looking at and kind of going like, oh yeah, I'd like to bring an offer to you. Here's a stable offer for you, or at least if not a stable offer, an emotional offer. And you're kind of going, yeah, okay, I might be involved in that, maybe not. Let me see, what I'm doing this weekend. And I'll kind of get back to you later on. You are interested in a long-term commitment with somebody, but yeah, sorry, I've just noticed that it's not recording any visuals. Damn, hold up, let me try and fix this and I'll get back to you. Okay, I think the interface wasn't showing any imagery, but I think it's okay, which is good. So, as I was saying, you are interested in something long-term, but at the same time, with these experiences that you've had in the past, it's made you quite resistant to you're just wiser now than you were before. You're older, you're wiser, you're less likely to get pinned down by someone who doesn't have the goods, and you're on your own mission, you're on your own path here. So, yeah. Do we have any summarizing cards? Because we really are getting over time now. Let's just have one or two to finish. King of Cups, Death, Nine of Wands in the reverse, and last one, Page of Wands. Okay, not very decisive. So I think the summary is, there's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeve, and I think you're strong and independent enough as a person to be able to be open with your emotions. You don't have to be like defensive about anything. The journey you've been on, your emotional maturity, the experiences that you've had, I think, your emotional self is possibly going through a transformation at the moment. That transformation has something to do with releasing defensiveness, and coming into a place where you're able to kind of be honest and upfront about your interest in someone, and the depth of kind of like what you're willing to commit at this particular moment in time. So very cool, interesting story. I hope that was helpful and useful, or at least interesting, and see you next time.